Okay. Welcome, everybody. It's Monday, 7th of December, and it's a beautiful day outside. We still have, up here where I live, we still have some snow on the ground, so it's quite a nice view. I'd like to start us in a seated position, ready for meditation. Remember, when you're seated, the low back needs to be slightly curved so you can lift the chest away from the low back. Shoulders are relaxed. You can have your hands in your lap, either crossed or one hand on top of the other. Gently close your eyes and begin taking some deep, slow breaths. As you breathe, the breath should make it all the way to the lower ribs. So this doesn't mean that you have to expand the belly so much here, but just make sure that as you breathe in, that air gets all the way to the bottom of the lungs. This is where there is the most blood flow and where there will be the most oxygen exchange. You should be able to feel also the chest and upper back expanding, and perhaps even the lower ribs at the front and at the back expanding and contracting. Now, I'd like to talk to you about a concept in yogic philosophy called santosha, which means contentment. Santosha. And santosha is simply the idea that we can be happy with whatever is happening in our lives. So perhaps you already brought forward some ideas about some things that are going on in your life right now. Can you bring in santosha? Whatever challenges you might be having, whatever thoughts or judgments might come up for you, thinking that everything will be fine once that I ... Can everything be fine now? Can you experience santosha, contentment, now, with today's circumstances, with your present circumstances? And hopefully with this short meditation, you can get in touch with the wisdom, your inner wisdom that says, yes, somewhere I can be happy. I can be content with what there is right now. And during our practice today, we're going to come back to this. The word again is santosha. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, open your eyes. Bring your hands together and clasp them. Raise the arms up over the head and stretch your arms as long as possible next to your ears. Take another deep breath in, lengthening the spine. And as you breathe out, lean to your right. Let your head go to the right as well. Lengthen the neck at the same time. Come back to center. And breathe out. Let's go to the left. Breathing in, rise back up to center. Breathe out. Let's go to the right. Good. This feels so good. Breathing in, rise back up. Breathing out to the left. Breathing in, let's rise. One more time each side. Breathing out, let's go to the right. Arms stretched as straight as possible. Breathing in and breathe out, let's go to the left. That's it. Breathing back in. Bring the palms together over the head and let's bring the thumbs into the upper back or up into the neck area. Lift your chin and press your head against your forearms. So you really get a stretch in the chest, shoulders. You can feel a lift in the rib cage. And then reach your arms skyward again. Bring your hands down in front of your heart center. Dip your chin a little bit, closing your eyes. And set the intention that during this practice, you'll experience santosha, contentment with what is. Let's roll over the ankles and come up onto all fours. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. So we're getting ready for a cat and cow, and we're going to be doing a few different positions with the cat and cow. So be sure that you're in a position where you can see the screen and you can see what we're going to do. We'll gently dial the hands out, and remember, the dialing out doesn't finish at the elbows. It goes all the way up to the shoulders and the upper back. So if you dial out gently, I can feel that around my shoulder blades and upper back. Okay, it bypasses the elbows and it even bypasses the shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, look skyward. And then as you breathe out, let's round, looking to the belly button. Let's breathe in and curl, looking skyward. Breathe out, let's round, look to the belly button. And one more time, let's breathe in and curl. And breathe out and round. Come back to a flat back. And I want you to draw a circle with both shoulders. So we're going to go to the right, more weight on the right hand. And we'll come down as if you're going to bring your nose to your right hand and then your left hand and then come back up. And we'll go again to the right, down, and up again. One more time to the right hand, left hand, up and back to center, and we'll change. Let's go to the left, down towards the left hand, nose to the left hand, to the right hand, coming back up and around, and again, left hand, right hand, up and around. One more time, go to the left hand, right hand, and come back up. And we'll do the same thing with the hips, but there's going to be a little bit more mobility. So we'll go towards the right heel with the hips, and then you'll swing around to the left heel, coming back up and around. Right heel, left heel, up and around. One more time, go back to the right heel, left heel, and then we change directions. Let your elbows bend, let your arms be free. Left heel, right heel, up and around. And again, left heel, right heel, up and around. One more time. That's good. For those of you I can see, that's right. That's good. Come back to center. Okay. Now, we're going to stretch our right leg out. And here, Agnieszka, this is where you won't want to stretch into your Achilles tendon. But everyone else, tuck the right toes under and press the heel back. So you're stretching into the calf, also into the Achilles tendon. It should almost go up the back of the leg. Stay here for a few breaths. And then we'll release this, raise the right leg, and make a nice big circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. Then bend the knee, and we'll make a nice big circle with the knee. Elbow, shoulder, up and around. Down to the floor, elbow, shoulder, up, make a nice big circle. Down to the floor one more time. Elbow, shoulder up, big circle, and bring the knee down. So just one direction, that's fine. Left leg, let's stretch it out behind us, tucking the toes under, press into the heel. Again, if you're experiencing any inflammation of the tendons, please back off this position, okay? You don't have to press into the heel. You could just have the toes tucked under and stay there. Another deep breath in. And raise the leg. Let's do a nice big circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. Now we'll bend the knee and we'll make a nice big circle down towards the elbow, shoulder, and around 3 times. Again, down to the floor, elbow, shoulder, and around. One more time. Floor, elbow, shoulder, and around. All right, bring the knee back down. Open your knees now, nice and wide. Big toes touching. Sink back onto your heels. Walk your hands forward and come into a child's pose. The forehead can be down on the floor. The arms can be stretched long in front of you. Take some deep, slow breaths here. And just allow your day to be what it is. See if you can experience santosha with your day to day. Everything that's already happened in the morning and everything that will go on this afternoon. Lift your head up. Palms are down, fingers spread wide. Lift up onto your hands and knees. Tucking your toes, let's take downward facing dog. Feet at hip width, hands again at shoulder width, dialing out gently, but be sure the dialing out goes all the way up to the shoulders and the upper back. Let's bend the right knee, press the left heel down and change. Again, this is a stretch of the Achilles tendon, so if you're experiencing any pain in the Achilles tendon, you won't want to do this. Maybe you just want to lift your heels up and stay there. Maybe you can move your hips from side to side. Now let's look at our hands and let's take the right foot up and swing it forward between the hands. Lower your left knee down to the floor. Engage nicely by bringing your right foot energetically backwards. Bring your left knee energetically forwards. Hands come onto the thigh. Lift up, lifting the chest. Lift and open the throat. Now, if possible, raise the arms and stretch skyward. Take a few deep breaths here. We're just getting into our bodies, creating what's called some proprioception, understanding the positionings, and then bring your hands back down again, and let's take downward facing dog. Again, if you wish, pedal your feet. Otherwise, you can stay with heels up and move the hips from side to side. Then let's change legs. Left leg comes up between the hands. Lower the right knee down to the floor. And energetically, right knee comes forward, left foot comes back. Hands onto the front thigh. Let's lift. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms up. Stretch skyward. Let the hips come forward. Right knee draws forward, left foot draws back. Take another deep breath in. Bring your hands down. Now this time we step forward. You'll lift your back knee and go all the way forward to the front edge of the mat. Feet hip width or wider. Knees soft. Grab your elbows and sway from side to side. So look for that release in the low back. That's it. Good. Let your head drop completely. That's it. Beautiful. Now let your arms drop. Hands go to the floor. Excellent. Roll your right and left shoulders. Looks good, Richard. Good, Joanne. Turn your head from right to left. That's it, Diana. And then a little yes up and down. Good, Vincian. Evelyn, excellent. Okay, bringing your hands to your hips, elbows up to the sky. Bend your knees. I want you to come into a chair and stay in chair. Everyone into chair and stay here. Feel the feet dialing out. Feel that the knees follow. Feel that you've got this engagement into the hips, and if you feel it, it almost locks in the low back without pain, of course, not locking like a painful locking. It is more of an engagement that holds you, okay? Set your hands onto your thighs, lift and open the chest, find the curve in the low back. Stay here for 3 breaths, and I want the breath to come just underneath the ribs. This is where you have the most oxygen exchange because it's the largest part of the lungs. One more deep breath in. That's it. Now everybody come to standing and straightening your legs. See if here you can find that perfect posture, okay? What that means for you is the legs are straight, the feet gently dial out, hips are back so you find curve in the low back. Shoulders are back, chest is lifted, chin is lifted. Hands to your heart center. And let's get ready to move. Take a deep breath in, stretch your arms skyward. Breathing out, let's fold forward, hands come to the earth. Halfway lift, breathing in. Step back to your plank position. Arms dial out, belly is up and in. Lower your knees. If you want, you can go for it. Do a push-up or 2 or 3. Philip, I know you're with us. Come on down, point your toes, lengthen out. Cobra. And then push back. Downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 deep, slow breaths. Get the breath all the way deep into the lungs. Looking to your hands, big steps forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, folding forward. Hands to your hips. You work through a chair. So it's like you're gonna do a chair, but then you straighten your legs, release your arms by your sides, and then hands come to your heart center. I want you to stop here for a moment. I want to just talk very quickly about breath. Christelle a while ago asked me about breath, and I do want to clarify. For your vinyasa, the breath is in the lungs between the chest and the lower ribs. The breath does not move the belly. Ujjayi breath keeps the belly pulled in. So this is the belly button, always pulled in. But the breath does come just below the ribs. So everything expands, chest, ribs, sides of the ribs, and back, but not the belly. And as you breathe out, everything releases, okay? You need that abdominal support. Come back, hands to your heart center. Lift and open the chest. Now let's go again. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms, stretch skyward. Breathe out, fold forward, hands come to the earth. Excellent. Halfway lift, breathing in, beautiful. Step back to a plank position. Nice strong plank, everyone. Do a push-up if you wish, 1, 2, or 3. If not, come down to the floor, meet us for Cobra. Let's go. As you breathe in, you come into Cobra. Bring your chest back down and you breathe out, you go to downward facing dog. So the breath in our vinyasa, the concept is every time you open the front body, you breathe in. Every time you close the front body, you breathe out. So the next rounds that we'll do, I'll focus on the breath and I'll coach you through the breath. Get ready, everyone. Look to your hands. Step or jump forward. Here at your halfway lift, you'll breathe in. Here at your forward fold, you'll breathe out. Rising up to standing, you'll breathe in and rise up through a chair. Keep the knees apart. Yes. Rise up through the chair, come to straight legs, And then you can breathe out here as you release the arms by your sides. Excellent. Let's go again. Deep breath in, raise the arms up to the sky. You're opening the front body. Breathe out, you're folding and closing the front body. Breathe in, come to a halfway lift. You're opening the front body. Beautiful. Breathe out, step back to plank. You're closing the front body. Here, you can breathe however you wish. If you want to do a push-up, down and up. And then as you move down to the floor, you want to breathe out, because our next posture is the Cobra, where you breathe in. Let's go into Cobra. And then you breathe out, you go to down dog. Good. 3 deep breaths here. Take your time with your breath. Be sure you've got the belly nice and strong. And the breath goes all the way to the bottom of the lungs. That's where the most alveoli are, where you're going to have the most capture of oxygen. Because our lungs are like a triangle. They're small at the top and wide at the bottom. And that's where we want the air to get, all the way to the bottom. Look to your hands, step or jump forward. Good job. Halfway lift. Breathing in, breathe out, fold forward. All right. Let's take our hands to our hips, elbows up, and let's rise to a chair. Hips are back. Hands stay at your waist for the moment. Draw the shoulder blades back, opening the chest. Be sure you've got curve in your low back. Now I want you to raise your arms out in front of you. Open your right arm out to the side and come into a twist. See if you can keep your knees at the same level. Drop the shoulders, open the chest, get the twist into the upper back. Bring the arms back forward. You're staying in the chair. Let's go to the left. Left arm comes back. Look at your left hand. Open the left shoulder. Come back to center. Let's do it again on the right. Breathe in and twist. Breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in and twist to the left. Breathe out, come back to center. You're still in chair, get down low. Breathing in to the right, good. Good, Henrietta. Coming back to center. One more time to the left. Back to center, hands at your heart, and fold forward. Excellent. Halfway lift. Step back to a plank position. Knees come down, you can do a push-up all the way down, breathing into Cobra and downward facing dog. Whew. All right. Let's take our right leg up between the hands. Spin your left heel down and rise to Warrior Two. Good. From Warrior Two, set your hands to your hips. Let's straighten the right leg. Raise your right arm up. And you're going to reach as high as possible. And then bring your right hand down to the ankle to take triangle pose. Look at your left hand. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down, bending the right knee. Take a plank position. Move down for a push-up. Breathe however you wish. All the way down as you breathe out. Breathing into Cobra and downward facing dog. Whew. Getting ready for the other side. Take our left leg up. Between the hands, take the Warrior Two position. Into your Warrior Two, hands onto the hips. Be sure that you're dialing out. Left foot dials out to your left. Right foot dials out to the right. Raise your left arm and go back, stretching skyward. Stretch your left leg. And let's go into the triangle position. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Hold it here, looking up to the right hand if possible. If not, you look down. And we breathe. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down, bending the left knee. Take your plank position. One push-up, let's go for it. All the way down, let's go into Cobra and downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths in your down dog. Looking to your hands, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Beautiful, Diana. Breathe out, fold forward. Hands to your hips. Good, Joanne. Rise up to a chair position. Stretch your arms out in front of you, just as we did before. Arms straight out. Breathe in, right arm goes back, twist. Breathing out, come back to center. Breathing in, left arm, twist. Breathing out, come back to center. Again, right arm, breathing in, twist to your right. Good. Breathing out, come back to center. Left arm, twist. Good, Evelyn. Back to center. Excellent, Vincian. One more time, right arm. Come back to center. And left arm. Excellent, everyone. Back to center. Stay here, raise the arms up over the head. Keep the belly in. Hands to your heart center and fold forward. Good. Halfway lift. Breathing in, step back to a plank position. Excellent, Luca. I can see you now. Lift your head. Good. Do a push-up, down and up. All the way down. Point your toes into Cobra. Downward facing dog. Good. Taking your right leg up, let's take warrior 2. Good. Now from the warrior, keeping the arms stretched, just reverse your warrior, go back. Keep that right knee bent, front knee's bent. And then come back to warrior 2, straighten the right leg, and now take triangle. Going forward, right hand down to the ankle. Now reverse the triangle, go back, and then just flowing along with the movement, bend the front knee and move yourself back into a plank position. Good, nice, Evelyn. One push-up, down and up. Do it, yes, all the way down, point your toes into Cobra and downward facing dog. Well done, everyone. I let everybody catch up. Yeah, perfect. Same thing, left leg. Take your left leg up and take a warrior 2 position. Excellent. Keeping the arms long, let's reverse the warrior 2. Just go back a little bit. And then flowing through, straighten your left leg and take your triangle pose. Yeah, that's it, Joanne. Good. And then reverse your triangle. You just go back in the triangle and flow through by bending the front knee and bring yourself back down and into a plank position. Woo! One push-up, down and up. All the way down, point your toes into Cobra. Good, downward facing dog. Excellent, everyone. Very nice. Deep breaths in and out. All right, let's take our right leg between the hands. Keep your left heel lifted, okay? So we're not going to move into a warrior 2. It's more of a high lunge. Hands onto the front thigh, help yourself up into a high lunge position. It's important here to have space between the feet, not just lengthwise, but it's as if you're on 2 rails. Because if you have the left foot right behind the right, it's going to be difficult to balance. Bend your right knee, dial the right foot out so the knee moves out towards the baby toes. Raise your arms out in front of you. And here we're going to twist to our right. And we're going to hold this position. It's a good challenge. Both legs strong. Right foot dialing out nicely. Let the back work and the belly work. And the breath, remember, it comes to the lower ribs. The chest and upper back expand as well. One more deep breath in. We'll lower both arms down and hands to the hips. Turn back, set your left foot down, and straighten your right leg. So this is a type of triangle position. Left heel is down, right foot is down, everything facing forward. Raise your left arm, bring it behind the head, drop your right arm, reach and see if you can catch your hands. If you can't, it's not a big deal. Take a deep breath in and let's lean back. And then as you breathe out, you'll lean over the front leg. The front knee is soft. Be sure you don't block it. Go down as low as possible, setting your gaze at your foot. Take some deep, slow breaths here. From this position, bring your left hand down to the floor or to a pillow or block. Lower your right arm first down to the floor. Make a circle, reaching around, and get into revolving triangle. For many of you, this may be a very challenging position. And I would suggest here that you reflect upon Santosha, just here, in contentment. And can you be content no matter what? No matter how difficult the situation, how challenging, can you experience Santosha? Take another deep breath in, bring your hands down, and step back to plank position. Holding the plank, belly is in, hands gently dialing out so you feel it all the way to the upper shoulders and back. Lift your chin and breathe here. If it's too much, you can lower the knees. Now for some of you as well, this might be your challenging position. Can you experience Santosha? 4, 3, 2, 1. If you wish, you may do a push-up before moving down and come all the way into Cobra and downward facing dog. Take a break in down dog. If you need to take child's pose, you could do that for a couple of breaths. All right, come back up to down dog if you're in child's pose. Let's take our left leg between the hands. Right heel is lifted. Be sure there's space between the feet, so it's like on 2 rails, like on railroad tracks. Hands to the front thigh and lift the chest. So you're in that lunge position. The front foot is dialing out. The back leg is long. It doesn't have to be straight. You can have a slightly bent knee. Lift and open the chest, arms forward. Open your left arm and get into that twist. Holding here. It's a nice, strong position. Be sure it's the back and the core muscles that are turning you. You're looking back to your left hand. 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms down to release the shoulders. Then hands to the hips, turn forward. Bring your right heel down inwards so you have a nice long warrior stance. Turn your chest forward and you'll straighten the left leg. Right arm comes up behind the head. Left arm reaches up. See if you can grab the fingers. If not, it's not a big deal. You reach for it. Take a deep breath in, going back. And then fold over your front leg. Holding here, looking down at your foot or at the floor. Stay with your breath. Right hand comes down to the floor. Releasing, you're going to bring your left arm down to the floor, circle it around, and up to the sky. Revolving triangle. Hold it here. As much as possible, the left leg is straight, but never blocking the knee. You want to have the knee soft. And see if you can experience santosha in this posture. Can you be content no matter what? One more deep breath in. Looking down, let's bring the hands down and step back to plank position. Lift your head, get yourself into a good plank position. Belly in, hips lifted, legs strong. And again, can you experience santosha here? In this fabulous plank position that we love so much. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you wish, you could do a push-up, or you meet us at the floor and come on into Cobra, everyone. And downward facing dog. Whew. Looking to your hands. Now we're going to step forward. Come to a halfway lift, breathing in. Breathe out, folding forward. Hands to your hips, elbows up. Work through a chair position. So you get into chair, and then you gently straighten the legs until you come to a good standing position. Arms by your sides. Refine that perfect posture and raise your right knee. You can grab the knee with both hands, setting your gaze at a point out in front of you. Stay here, shoulders relaxed, back is long, chin is lifted. Now keeping the right hand on the knee, take your left hand onto your hip and open the knee out to your right. By the way, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced in your practice, maybe you want to grab the big toe when you straighten the leg and you bring the leg out to the side. So if you have the leg straight or bent, doesn't matter. Whatever position you decide to take, turn your head to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Holding 3, 2, 1. Look forward, bring the knee forward. Bring your arms by your sides and send the right leg behind you into an airplane position. Stretch the leg as far back behind you as you can. Raise it up, point the toes now, hold it 3, 2, 1. Come back up to standing. Hands to the heart center for a moment. Close your eyes. Come into the sensation in your hands. And open your eyes, bring your arms by your sides. Lifting your left knee, same thing other side. Grab a hold with both hands first, just get your balance. Set your gaze at one point. And then set your right hand to your hip. Again, if you've got the flexibility, you could grab your big toe and stretch the leg straight, or work with the knee bent. Bring the knee out to the left, the leg out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Holding the position, lift the chest. Keep the breath slow and calm. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the leg in front of you. Bring your arms by your sides now. And take the airplane position. I know it's challenging. You're working a long time on the standing leg. But stay with it. Point the toes of the left leg. Hold it here. Raise the left leg high. 3, 2, and 1. Rise back up to standing. Hands to your heart center. Close your eyes. Get into the sensation you have in the palms of your hands. Bring your hands to your hips now. Opening the eyes. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. Let's take tree pose. You can have the foot at the ankle, at the heel higher than the kneecap, or at the inner thigh. Lift your chest, raise your arms in a V position, chin lifted as well. Set your gaze at one point. And this is a position where I find it easy to experience santosha, where I can just settle into contentment. Hands to your hips, lower the foot down. And we'll change sides. Left knee bends either at the ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or inner thigh. Raise the arms into a V position, lift and open, and breathe. Hands come down to your hips and lower the foot, releasing. Good job, everybody. Hands to your heart center. Find that perfect posture and let's go. Deep breath in, we rise up. Breathing out, let's fold, bending at the knees. Get right down, halfway lift. Breathing in, step back to a plank position. Hold the plank one more time, lifting the chin. This time, to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge, feel as if you're pulling your hands back towards your feet. It's going to make you lift the hips a little bit more. It's going to make you contract even more the abdominal area. Take 3 more breaths, feeling like you're pulling your hands back. 2 and 1. Lower your knees down, and everybody can move down to the floor. So if you're not going to be doing any postures on your tummy, Richard, I'm thinking of you, that's fine. Instead, you can come into a child's pose. So you can either come into child's pose or onto your tummy. All right. From the tummy, everyone separate your feet hip width. I want you to keep your hands and your forehead connected and lift your head and elbows and shoulders. Then raise your legs. So we're priming for the bow poses. Holding here, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs, head, chest, and shoulders back down, and move your hips from side to side. Good. And from here, lift your head, reach your arms behind you, clasping the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in, come into snake. So for you, Richard, if you're on your knees, you can do a hybrid snake camel. So you clasp your hands behind you, open the chest, and go back here. Okay? Now for those of you who are feeling energetic, go right into bow pose. So from snake, you just bend your knees, grabbing the ankles, go right into bow. You could also just stay in snake if you wish. Stay there, 3. And Richard, you'll be in camel. 2, 1. Everyone come back down. Hands under the shoulders. And let's come up onto the hands and knees. Bring your knees forward, swinging the feet around. Let's take our bridge poses. Hands behind the thighs, and we'll roll down. First one, we want to do hamstring. So walk your heels away. Knees are just slightly bent. Arms and hands down onto the floor. Lift your hips up, and there's a good engagement at the backs of the thighs. Holding here. Bring the hips back down. Now we walk our feet in, and we want to get into the glutes. So elbows press into the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades, and you come up into your natural half bridge. Walk your feet in towards each other and raise your right leg up to the sky. Point the toes, and we're going to press higher. So you'll lift higher 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right foot back down. Reset your feet well. Make sure that they're close, not completely touching, but close. Raise your left leg. Point the toes to the sky. And we'll press up higher again. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the foot back down. Get back into a good bridge position. Hold here for a moment. Now we'll raise the arms over the head and gently lower the back, one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. And once the back is all the way on the floor, either soles of the feet together, knees wide, or you could stretch your legs wide onto the floor. Just take some deep, slow breaths. Allow yourself to release and let go. Raising your knees up. Open your arms wide to the side. We're going to take a twist, which is a little bit different than usual. So we cross our right ankle over the left thigh. And it's an open twist. So with the right leg crossed over the left, we'll let our knees go to the right. So the right thigh comes close to the floor. And your right foot will press the left knee down, which gives a stretch of the hip as well. Turn your head to the left and just take some deep breaths here. Pull the belly in as you raise both legs back up. Keep the legs crossed, and we'll raise them up and grab behind the left thigh, pulling both knees towards the shoulders. The head is soft on the floor. Uncross. And now we do the left leg over the right. So left ankle over the right thigh, arms wide. Let your knees fall to the left this time. The left thigh comes down to the floor, and your left foot is pressing down on the right knee. Turn your head to the right, and take some deep breaths. Pull your belly in to raise both knees up. Keeping the legs crossed, raise both knees, pull them in towards the chest. The head is relaxed on the floor. Uncross the legs now. Take your pillow or your block, which should be nearby, pillow or block. Raise your hips up and place the pillow or the block underneath the hips. Stretch your legs skyward. If you need to, you can hold on to the backs of the legs, or you can hold on to your leggings or shorts. Palms turn to the sky. And in this position, it can be quite easy to experience santosha. So the contentment, you can just let it settle into your body. That everything right now is just as it should be. And I'm okay with that. I can be content no matter what. Take another 3 breaths in this position. Now bend your knees, setting your feet flat onto the floor. Lift your hips up, take the pillow out from underneath, and lower your hips down to the earth. Gently stretch your legs onto the floor. Keep your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your palms up to the sky. And allow yourself just to surrender to the sensations you're feeling right now. Again, deepening your breath. Become aware of all the parts of your body that are touching the floor. And now begin moving gently your fingers and your toes. Move the ankles and the wrists. And raise your arms over your head and stretch from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Raise your knees to your chest and squeeze the knees against the chest. Rock a bit from side to side. Good. And then with your right arm to your right ear, you'll roll to your right hand side. Set your hands down to lift yourself up from the side, coming to a seated position. Nice. Good. Let's bring our hands together. Let's rub the hands together and get into the sensation of the palms and the inner fingers touching each other and the heat. Bring the hands over the face and you'll gently tap around the eyes. Feel that sensation. It should feel really good. And shake out. And this time, as many of you know, we're not getting enough hugs as we aren't allowed yet to hug other people very much. So we need to give them to ourselves. So bring your arms around your body, get a hold of your upper back and shoulders and give yourself a little squeeze. Nice little hug. Good. And then shake your hands out again. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. And I wish you all an absolutely beautiful afternoon with the sun. Well done, everybody. Good practice. Namaste. Yay.